Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers for Monday, November 14th, state that Nicole Walker-Hernandez was surprised by Jada Hunter's, Elia Cantu, baby is E.J. DiMera, Dan Feuerriegel, attempted to strangle Ava Vitali, Tamara Braun, Ariane Zucker. Here is how the day's story unfolded because rejected Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring, also cried by himself. Although she convinced Ava that she wasn't a threat, Kayla Johnson, Mary Beth Evans, who had just arrived home, was astonished to see Ava in Steve Johnson's, Stephen Nichols, embrace. Steve said Trip Johnson, Lucas Adams, had been abducted because he wouldn't let Kayla remain in the dark. Kayla insisted on traveling with Steve when he said he was going to Seattle for a rescue mission. On Monday's DOOL episode, Tony DiMera, Theo Penglis, was concerned that kidnapping Trip might backfire on EJ and put him one step closer to losing Susan Banks at the DiMera house, Stacey Haydock. Ava entered struttingly and mistook EJ's assurance in his plan for nervousness about facing his opponent. When EJ returned Trip, Ava suggested that they discuss how much it would take to bring Susan back. EJ eventually became so furious that he attempted to strangle Ava by grabbing her by the throat, but Tony saved her. Tony urged EJ to pay the ransom as soon as Ava left so that things wouldn't get worse. At the hospital, Sarah Cook, Lindsay Godfrey, made the observation that birth control wasn't always successful and opined that Jada's child was an issue. But as soon as Sarah realized it was none of her business, she sent Jada to speak with Eric Brady, Greg Vaughn. Jada talked about a number of disappointing revelations before finally confessing to seeing Eric kiss Nicole at Basic Black. Eric admitted to hiding his love for Nicole and not being as fully capable in another relationship as he had believed. Jada encouraged Eric to go, but he preferred to stay and support her while they made decisions regarding the baby. Jada ultimately persuaded Eric to leave her alone for the time being since she argued that she needed to recover and refocus. On Monday's episode of Days, after Eric left, Jada cried and held her stomach as she lamented the predicament she now found herself in. Nicole told Rafe the truth about her love for Eric and how their relationship changed once she learned he wasn't a priest anymore in a discreet waiting area. Nicole stated that she intended for those to be her final vows at the time Rafe made his accusations that their marriage was a farce and that she was manipulating him. Rafe, however, complained about Nicole's several failed marriages and how, of all people, she had an affair with Eric with Xander Cook, Paul Telfer. Nicole apologized for not deserve Rafe or the ring after giving it back. Rafe watched Nicole leave while sobbing, and he eventually placed the ring on a table before leaving as well. Nicole was upset when Eric finally caught up with her and he hugged her. Nicole acknowledged telling Rafe everything and said it was terrible. Eric told Nicole Jada was pregnant after she inquired about her. Nicole gasped in disbelief when she heard that news. At the bar of the pub, Xander sipped a drink before seeing Gwen Rizek, Emily O'Brien, was sitting at a table nearby. She looked up Rednax online after meeting Gwen and discussing his employment at a pharmaceutical firm, but she couldn't find anything. Gwen had a sneaking suspicion that Xander didn't actually work at all, but was merely passing the time so Sarah would believe he put in a full day's worth of effort. Although Xander acknowledged having a job, it included breaking the law. Gwen revealed that Ava approached her for assistance first after Xander's off-screen admission that he had abducted Susan for Ava. Gwen claimed that Xander had just been telling her about his new job when Sarah noticed Xander and her seated together. Gwen covered for Xander with Sarah despite her slight taunt that it was a shocking line of employment. In a private moment, Xander wondered why Gwen didn't spill the beans and end their friendship, but she didn't have it in her to harm him that way. After Sarah got off the phone, Gwen advised Xander to get in touch with her if he ever wanted to talk. Gwen lied about an interview she had for the pharmaceutical startup, but Xander still rejected her despite Sarah's suspicions. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Xander still has some challenging situations to overcome. Consider CDL as your go-to source for excellent Days of Our Lives spoilers, news, and updates.